Guys, if you can hear this, we are going live literally now, so make your way back to the main screen. We're going live. Hello there, and welcome to a battle that is one for the ages. Let's hit play and watch, not for the first time, but every time is always a time of epic battle and contest. The two greatest players, statistically, mathematically, and anecdotally speaking, in Company of Heroes history. You've got one half of that accolade in the south as the Soviets. His lauded Soviets. It is indeed Lovenest from Germany.
And up against him in the north, Insane DevM. Once a teammate 2 weeks ago with Lovenest fighting in the 2v2 tournament, will now be up against him in 1v1 battle with Ostrupen already locked in, Matt.
Ostrupen already locked in. The map, of course, is Mill Road, Ricky Rifle's creation. A lot of the community helped him make this. It was only his first ever map, but because he was a popular community figurehead, a lot of top players helped him craft it and gave feedback, etc. Casters casted on it, etc. And it's actually turned out to be an excellent map now. It's not just like an amateur's first creation, it's now tourney ready. So big shout out to Ricky Rifle, who's also a tourney referee. And, yeah, I mean, I'll whiz through the accolades for the two players ever so quickly, just in case you happen to be watching this on YouTube for the very first time. Ed's first tourney match she ever saw live and in person was, of course, the grand finals of GCS 1, where Lovenest finally vanquished the monster that was Dev, and he was monstrous at the time. He was off the back of Warpaint Championship, OCF Championship, SNF 4 season champion as well, and Lovenest had a big scalp to take, and he scalped DevM, and ever since they've been bitter rivals and recently friends in some kind of like anime buddy cop kind of thing going on, like rivals turned frenemies, and that's what we've seen happen. But let's just keep an eye tactically on the battle. What have we seen so far, Ed?
Two conscripts backing out into the extremities of the range of the MG42 does suppress one on the right. Pioneers charging forward with their MP40s up in close range, and the second conscript squad using the side block with these big hay bales on this glorious map. It's going to bring it back around in the favour of Lovenest, but it does look like really good early game aggression here from Insane DevM, as we would like to expect.
The Portuguese prodigy is looking exactly that today, vanquishing the #1 touted player in the world, Asia Mints. And he's now up against the #1 Master League ranked player in Lovenest. Can he do the same stuff again? And that same stuff I'm referring to is ultra-aggressive MG play, with the Ostrupen to spot for it and bodyguard it, turning the MG into a killing machine.
Yeah, although Asia Mint was, you know, he gave a spirited fight back in game 1. I don't think Lovenest will give them that all-inclusive map awareness, and also taking your cut-off so early on. I don't think Lovenest will give that up as easy as Asia did in that other game.
Lovenest is just a fierce competitive soul. I've never seen somebody with such steely resistance to everything thrown at him. I saw him live and in the flesh in GCS 1, beat DevM, and then he was taken to the wire by Talisman, who trained all year for one tournament. You heard me right. So Lovenest is not only battle-scarred, he's an absolute veteran. But again, DevM, let's stop talking, loading up the guys and going on. Let's talk about the tactics that are unfolding in front of us. Ostrupen behind the light cover. They're taking another vantage point here. DevM with the early map control, of course, giving him nearly 3 victory points there for a while.
Yep, and crucially, double munitions for DevM. As an Oster player, this is a wet dream for DevM. He's going to be lapping this up because they're so muni dependent in their early game, especially if you get the old Flammity Flippancy out. It costs 90 munitions to upgrade with flamethrowers on the half track. So that thing ain't cheap. As well as you do not have the 5-man Grens for the cheap healing. So you're going to need to get a medic bunker as well, and potentially a telemine for that early pesky T70.
As soon as you mentioned that It is absolutely a great point as well. As soon as you mentioned 251 Flamer half-track, Ed, it started to be built. And
you read my mind. Yeah.
It is almost ready. It's going to be coming through the flower patch in the north of Mill Road. Fantastic map aesthetically, by the way. And here he is, and he's automatically getting those Flammenwerfers.
Yep, and even utilising the Pioneers. They're dancing around the Flamethrower and Combat Engineers in the middle. Gonna drop a couple of models and force them back. Great work from Devon.
More MP40. I'll tell you what, the Pioneers were the all-stars of the DevM's early game push against Asia Mint. The amount of work they did. I know we had 2 shots at casting it, but we noticed on the second time especially.
They're the unsung heroes if you use them well, especially around the blind corners of Mill Road. Some really hefty hedges. You can get nice shot blocking flanks off on this map.
Oh, and here we go. This Combat Engineer is next for the Flame. Throw-in half-track, as are the conscripts.
It's got a different skin on that, I think, as well, Matt. It's quite a...
Yeah, I haven't actually got the anti-historical skins on, so for me it's vanilla, but
okay.
he's pursuing. What's it got, like My Little Pony or something?
I think it's some little fox on the side.
Okay, Operation Charlie Fox, possibly.
Yeah, Operation Charlie Fox.
Well, that's mentioned it, didn't it? DevM was the champion of that tournament, so...
yeah, it's flashing his his former achievements there on the.
Well, we should have shown that, because these two players each have a faceplate that is unique to them in the game. You've got Loveness with the GCS Championship faceplate and DevM with the Operation Charlie Fox faceplate and the emblems that come with them. So it's pretty cool that you know, if you at one stage in CoH tournaments, if you've got major plaudits, you also got in-game signias to come with it.
I remember Von Ivan is a face of the T-34-85 Guard Motor Commander as well, isn't it? They've got,
yeah.
I think they've got one for USF, if I remember right. But yeah, that was pretty cool that Relic patched that in.
Yeah, it was awesome. That was back in the day when we had that. I really wanted it for Master League. Of course, it would have been an easy Patreon award. Couldn't quite get it though, unfortunately. Relic currently making Age of Empires 4 or something like that. I don't know. I think faceplate for players is more important. What do you think, Ed?
Yeah. Any little buff or bonus would be cool to show off your tourney prowess. I think, yeah, why not?
This is a best of 3.
Every other game has them.
They certainly do. This best of 3 battle is looking like it's already going in DevM's favour, because Lovenest has no territory sectors right now. He does have an M5 half-track, though, by the way. His munitions count, he needs 90. He's very close to it. He's gone full-on kraut mower, and that isn't a racial expletive. That's literally what it calls itself in the game.
Yeah, I love that's desperate now for that 100 munitions if he wants to upgrade. Oh, sorry, 90 munitions for the anti-air package. I doubt this is just going to be in the vanilla M5 for him. But yeah, brutal early game for Loveness. Hasn't even been able to get his guards out yet either.
Why doesn't the M5 get healing?
Don't know. I guess
shouldn't it?
They got one of the best heelings in the game.
Yeah, true. They don't need it.
What more could you want?
Well, the 251 gets it. Where's my cannon? Of course, this one should get it. That'll make more sense to me. Look at these little flammenty flupensies. I love how they're little tubes. They just point towards you and burn you to a crisp. How lovely.
It's like somebody went on Robot Wars and had like 2 minutes to prepare. It's like, okay, this will do.
It's Sergeant Bash, and we're going to be looking to see who Diotier is, if you remember that robot, the Irish boys robot with the flammable covering. Do you remember that?
I remember Chaos and Razor. That's all I remember.
They were the big bad boys, yeah. The Reddit post I read was, where is Chaos 2 when we need it most? Like with the, nice shot by the Pack 40. M5's in peril already. It's barely gotten a shot off. Will we see the overshot from the Pack 40? No, we will not. Meanwhile, the 251 goes south where the guard squad is crawling on its bellies. Can't quite make an entrance. We have no 18-aids on the conscripts. He's put all of his tech into this M5 anti-aircraft cannon turned infantry devastator.
Yeah, it's almost like I've never really seen it much in 1v1 play, but a lot of people could use hold fire on their very close pack shot there on the pack guns. No one has really done it against me in 1v1, but I'd love to see it where they hold fire and let your vehicle come closer into the gun range first and then shoot you. You're very much more likely to get that second shot off than on a live vehicle.
This cutoff is oppressive. You know, a lot of tournament maps have very oppressive cutoffs, but this one in particular is real big a struggle because an MG can set up shop just like it has done here from Devon. This MG is going to be a thorn in Loveness side. It's got 4 infantry kills. Of course, it's got access to its incendiary armor piercing rounds. And Loveness has been able to capture the fuel, by the way, but he's not able to link it up right now.
Yeah, and Loveness needs to maybe survey the schematics of this map a bit more, because there is a sneaky little back passage, which is a lower conscripts are going down on the south-hand side, eh? Once they get up munis, you can go under the bridge in this map if you flip your camera around.
Downtown, it's where I flanked Love Nest. Here we go, M5 is causing the MG42 issues, the PaK-40 likewise. It's using the huge hedgerow as a shot blocker and gets rid of the PaK-40. Loveness resurgent just like he was versus Ashleblaw in that deciding ace game. Guards push forward with conscript backup. Meanwhile, the M5's going ham on the Ostrooper and they're going forward. Devem sitting behind the well, drawing on everything within his well of endurance as Loveness pushes him away and the PaK-40 goes into German/Soviet hands.
Yeah, what kills infantry quicker, the M5 or the T70? That was brutal on the PaK gun there from Loveness. But the Flame half-track's trying to retort. It's going to have to go back there, too low HP. But like I was saying, there are a lot of different avenues to the same point on this map, so...
Oh, there's a tele for you. M5 goes down. The Fausts were not necessary from the Ostroopen. Loveness, however, he has a sneaky PaK-40. He did have a Zis gun in the build, but doesn't want it. He now wants a Maxim because he's sick. He's sick to death of having this cutoff exploited.
Yeah, he needs to set up home first, sort out his cutoff points. Does Loveness is under huge duress. Maybe because they work together each other. Devem just knows his play a little bit more after teaming up with him in the twos. Who knows, Matt?
Exactly. If their massive 1v1 rivalry was not enough, they've now seen each other's play close and personal as teammates, allies. Ostwind on the field, smashing it through the suburbs of Molenweg.
Yeah, no 2-2-2 needed here in this game. Straight to tier 3. And well, once it got nerfed to 100 fuel, doesn't stop some people. So it's only 20 fuel opportunity cost towards the P4. But yeah, I like this early game aggression, especially with the M5 going down. Just hammering the victory now. Hopefully, it's Devem's mindset with this Ostroopen pickup.
He's all about those overlapping waves of aggression, and here it comes. The Flak Panzer obliterating a combat engineer, joining up with a 251. This man shows no fear, and Loveness has to be wondering, is the end near?
Stratting his stuff already. Oswin, one wipe. Just wants his gun on the field for Loveness. Oh, a PaK gun, stolen PaK gun, sorry.
Yeah, he cancelled the Zist, didn't he? He was going to build one. He cancelled it.
I didn't even know. He's probably not going to be able to save towards even an SU-76 at this rate.
Conscript's really low, but the spotting for the PaK, it was a bit of a trap there set for Devem. Like in any good elite level boxing match, it's all about traps and counters. Ostwind comes out to save the day. PaK-40's going to try and shoot through the shot blocker. Ain't going to happen. Meanwhile, combat engineers are now suffering under duress of that flaming devil coming from the north.
Pushing past now. No time for Loveness or munitions to set up any mines. So this is an uncontested Flak Panzer on the PaK-40.
Oh yeah, he does get some extra models though to help him out. He's going to get a cheeky shot in on the 251 and obliterates it. This could be a way back in. Don't forget, he's not lost many other squads other than that combat engineer. He's still got his guards, which are fighting strong against the Flak Panzer. He's got 3 conscripts and an extra engineer now built. He could forge his way back into this. Big PaK-40 shot also.
Yeah, 13 minutes though. The Flame half-track pretty much done its worth. It got him to a very commanding lead as we go into the middle game.
He's going for a double Ostwind.
Yeah,
that's upgraded. That's an Oststorm.
Double, but yeah, just one PaK-40 as well against double Ostwind. It's going to be hell for Loveness to deal with.
The Oststurm is coming forth. It's going to be a tough one for Loveness to compete against with only guards and a PaK-40.
One thing that separates Devem from a lot of other players is he has hardly any downtime. Like, you saw him lose the MG42 crew. He's instantly on it with an Ostrooper squad recrewing that and reinforcing it. He's just constantly working away against Loveness, and you have to. You can't let off the gas at all against this top player.
Reliably informed, I could say Ostorken by a veritable German in chat. That probably means actually a noun for storm or something. I don't know what it means. But you're exactly right, Ed. It's all about rhythm for DevM. When he's got rhythm and he can keep up that fluidity and that waves of aggression we've mentioned, that kind of concertina effect, then he's unstoppable. We've just seen a mine, I believe, or possibly an 18A, but the Ostwind is going to continue its devastation. One last shot, however, it needs to reload, saving the conscripts' lives.
Yeah, I'm hopping back to an old Ostwind trick. You can actually see how full the ammo belt is if you zoom in on the top of the tank, so you can manually reload it by shooting at the ground to make sure you've got a full stack of ammo for the next wave.
So we're looking at this Ostwind.
Tightrope.
Yeah, tightropes. Yeah, we've got a full magazine there. Who's he firing up against? The gods who are suffering.
Yeah, you don't even want to merge these guards at the moment. You want to keep all the strength in the squad as you can.
T70.
Little T70. Late to his tea party, but he'll try and do the old... Maybe could he do a Barton? I don't know. Put it all back just via this little terrorizing unit. Savage pace though, Matt, in this game. Like, just imagine trying to play against DevM when he's in this kind of form and got that tempo you were mentioning earlier.
We got the second Ostwind coming down the actual road of Mill Road with the mills around it, finding the Maxim and causing it all kinds of problems. We do have a squad, well, we did have a squad on retreat, but the T70 gets rid of that problem.
Yep. Fun fact, little Easter egg, the bridge in the southeast is actually from a real Dutch town, so Ricky Pistol built the map on a real photo and then ad-libbed the rest of the map.
Legends say he just drew it on the back of the photo and White Flash Reborn made the map. That's what I heard. Legends say he carved it. He carved the spoon out of a bigger spoon.
Still waiting for it to be an auto match day, but
yeah, we should have a patch after this tournament actually. So hopefully all the tournament maps.
Nice.
Oh, big Shrek shots come in. T70 in peril, the guards are going to protect. We've got a nade possibly. Oh yes, here it comes. Where is it positioned? It's on retreat. But DevM was wise to it and he kept the Panzer Shreks in operation and they're going to finish off the T70. Next level gaming there. He gambled and he took the right option.
Brave move there. Almost didn't need to do it. He could have finished it off with the Austin.
Oh, Loveness been thrown in.
Anyway, and that's it.
What?
GG.
That was a GG move by DevM. He knew not to retreat. He stayed in the battle and he forced Loveness to quit. We go forward to game 2. Ed was just telling me that that is the old DevM he remembers watching, and I think a lot of us old boomers in chat who've been around for a while are getting nostalgia trips right now because this is certainly the one I remember watching. The first cast I ever saw was of was DevM, like competitive game. I didn't know there was tournaments back in 2011, 12, something like that. And yeah, it ended up being DevM. They were all talking about him like this wise old strategic player, like 12 or something.
Yeah, it's still young. It's still very game, and that was just classic light vehicle, just prowess with the flame half track. He loses it about at the 15-minute mark, but the damage was done. And double Ostwind, as well as the P-Grens with Shreks, which we didn't really see from Von Ivan yesterday with his Russian kind of austere play. And yeah, Devon just showing how it's done basically, and Loveness just, I don't know, be a bit buzzed after that first game. He's got to compose himself now, get back to that cool as a cucumber type way he seems to have, and yeah, let's see what Loveness can do as the Axis faction himself.
Ultra on the brackets. Let's have a little look, shall we? We have to be back in 1.5 minutes, by the way, before the game is live and viewable. But You can see the semi-finals, Loveness, Devon, Nagano, Seeking. That's a scorcher as well, that is. Elsewhere, Kimbo got a bye versus Agement. We record byes as 2-0, because if you just decide to GG before the game starts, it's technically a loss in my books. We've got Elpern, Ashabal looking to join Kimbo. Meanwhile, it's Quirit's Happy Cat looking to join Tiramisu, now known as CoH. So a lot going on, but we are starting to see the final 8 players emerge, and these, of course, are all money positions. The 8th place, they each get $20. The next level get 40. That's for 5th and 6th. And then the next level get 90. That's for 4th place. And then a hell of a jump to 3rd place, $200. Big jump to 2nd place, $450. And then, of course, 1st place gets 1,000 smackerinis. And that's all funded from Patreon, of course. So, GG, well played, everybody. Do you know what we could do?
There's a 1 Bitcoin.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Any crypto farmers in chat?
Yeah. Just going to check as well if we've had any new patrons today, because it might trigger a Manlibnes Weimar celebration video. We have indeed had 1 new patron today. His surname is Williams. He did sign up with his real name, which means we're going to go to Manlibnes Weimar town and then launch straight into the game from that. So it's going to be an hilarious YouTube video. I hope everybody's going to enjoy that. If I get copyright stricken for my own song, that would be funny.
Shut down before we begin. Go for that. Play it. Take it away.
Let's just see if we can jump straight. I'll get you in a spec mode, doobly-doo, and then we'll jump in. I'm actually... I had my coffee.
Doobly-doo. That's my...
Does it pick that up off you? I catched with Angry Dutchman earlier. You can tell he's been watching the tournament for a while. He kept like repeating stuff back to me that I used to say or do say. It was kind of fun. I was enjoying it. He's a legend, though. He's a legend.
Massaging your ego. He knows.
I've been done not enough. I've spammed this crap, haven't I? It's going to happen eventually. Yeah, we can launch straight in and get some Manlibnes Weimar on.
Stuff.
I'm going to go run downstairs and get a beer, though. So Ed, just maintain the crowd for a second. We'll be back with you in a sec.
Cheeky bastard. I'll get a beer for the next game then. I'll lay down some cover and fire, mate. Don't worry. Is that in Trump dollars? What the price? Actually, I don't know. Matt hasn't specified, and being an accountant, maybe some disgusting Dutch euros for Ricky Rifle. We'll see. Take control. Yeah. Shall I boot him out the Discord chat and carry on? What was the town of the map was based off? Your fun fact went quick. Yeah, I'll have to ask Ricky Pistol, and I'll get him to give the photo. It is somewhere. He's shown it me before, I think in a Discord. And I don't want to guess. Basically, I don't know. So I'll get it. Grimsby, yeah. Grimsby fish, lad. No, it's definitely not Grimsby. It's in Holland that got occupied, and I want to say Arnhem, around Arnhem, but I'm not 1,000,000%. It would be fun fact as well, like mega Easter egg if you got Michael Caine just driving through in a little Sherman.
Ed,
in
I
a
know you
bridge
can't
too
see
fast.
me. You can't see me, but
I can hear.
If I can get my little nail under this.
That Tarkov headset on, I can hear a beer pop from a mile away.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Bath has no E in England. Sketchy.
Look at the can as well. If you notice, the beer's now all marketing exercise. It's all the same ingredients, but Hobgoblin Blonde.
Ooh,
Gold.
I went for basically. Goose Island IPA. I don't know where it is. Though.
Such a bunch of boomers. Huh? Goose Island IPA.
You even got a goose emote off a free sub day.
Let's load in now. We're all replenished, or at least I am. I'm sorry, Ed.
Thank you, Akpower. Yep, you gotta bring strong hack game. Keep your brain in gear and insulated. IPA best beer. Yeah, it's come on in the last. I swear, before 2010, did anyone drink IPAs?
No, it's a thing since we've been adults, I think.
But yeah,
when I was a lad, it was just Carling and Foster's and a Guinness if you were lucky. It were a Guinness if you were lucky, but we mostly had Bass. He'll love a good bass. Anyway, we're going to get in now, thanking all patrons with the most cringeworthy, correlated music creation video of all time. It is indeed...
It's time for the 1v1 Elite. Show, it's time for the 1v1 Elite Showdown. Man lebt nur zweimal. 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 Man lebt.
Oh, he's the comeback kid, all right. Dev M is all of a sudden Dev M again. What is this? 1923? Is it 2012? No, it's 2020. And the kid wonder, the Portuguese prodigy, is now 23, and all of a sudden he's thinking, you know what? Fancy dominating the CoH scene again. That's what we seem to be seeing in this tournament. But Ed, there's a German that has proven that he can vanquish Dev M in the past. Who do we find in the north?
In the north, I think we've got the best mind gamer ever. It's Loveness, and I think he just, he gave Devem that first game, and he's gonna cool and calmly come back with that beautiful 2-1 maybe. We'll see. But I know you got your fanboy Devem, Matt.
No, I'm a fanboy of both these players, mate. Honestly, I've been on holiday with Loveness. Everybody always assumes I'm only a Devem fan. I've literally been on holiday with Loveness in IRL. I'm friends with a lot of these guys. The only person I have a real man crush on is Aimstrong. Aimstrong, my boy, if you're hearing this, I need you in tournaments. I am your fangirl. Everybody always tells me I'm a Dev M fanboy. It's not true. It's not true. It's never been
It's
true.
a fanboy. You're a fanboy of other fanboys.
And you're a fanboy of Stuve and Kimbo because you're an edgelord. And that's...
LOL.
You can't deny it. You cannot deny it,
my little
friend.
hoodlums. I love it. I just saw probably the best thing I'll ever see in this whole tournament. Loveness called in an Osteupen squad.
Yep.
It was coming too slow for his German officials' liking. So
Really?
he clicked retreat to get it back to his base structure quicker.
I wish I'd
Pushing
caught that.
forward. That
Ed,
was insane. I was like, how is an
when we
Osteupen
meme,
squad
we make
retreating
each other
already?
laugh, but what we sometimes might do is miss the two greatest players of all time do something really cool, so I'm glad you picked up on that. Let's get back into reality. Let's start casting properly. We have the Penal Battalion flanking the MG42. Loveness is looking to do what Dev M did to him, which is push this very sunken, heavy cut-off. We also have Conscripts versus Osteupen being counted on to defend their newly acquired territories, and the MG42's already been pushed away thanks to the SVT rifle play of Dev M.
Yeah, it's interesting that he's gone for Clown Car against Osteupen. I did mention it yesterday as a possible strat to try and burn your the weaker squads out before they can get their Faust singing, but this is bad. He's already got a Battle Phase 1 though, so he does have Faust available. Oh no, he's the infantry company, sorry, or the tier 2 structure, sorry. These engineers are going to quickly run home and build a tech structure ASAP.
Oh dear, Osteupen are standing their
there.
ground against the M3. It's pushing them around, by the way. So even if they could Faust, they can't. Well, they're not.
I think
they
this
can't
is
anyway. But
this is genius from Devem. Whether it works or not, I don't really care. I think this is finally somebody using a bit of creativity and ingenuity to get around this this Osteupen flooding of the map early. And a Clown Car with penals inside, already Vet 1, is perhaps, the key to unlock this meta.
There you go. He's unlocking it with a plum right now because this M3's on a rampage. Meanwhile, we did have a cut-off come from the Ostrupen. Conscripts are battling to reconnect the fuel as we speak. But the M3, let's check it out. The Penal Battalion inside, if we go to them, have 8 kills already. And they disembark, and it's killing time once more.
You mentioned Steve earlier. He loved the Stockton in the 2v2 anniversary for Sega tournament because it just constantly radio intercept from the start of the game map. Such an advantage.
What
Big
a
mine hits on
mine
the
as
mid.
well.
Yep.
Look at that. The MG42 is already low on health. He's going to try and hold the territories, but he's so low on health. Meanwhile, we don't have early healing. He just wants extra squad models. He's going for full-on manpower utilization. We do have the M3, however. It's just suffered under penalty of long-range Faust. It must have been a very long-range Faust.
It was a very long-range Faust, but they were in there. Well, they must have got into range, and they did do. He's a bit ballsy there, Devon, with his clown car. Stayed a bit near to the...
Is this? What is going on? Look, he's just crushed the poor garden of that lovely lady that lived in the house in the Netherlands. And this 2-2-2, I'm very excited, not because of the 2-2-2. It's beautiful. It's fine. What I'm excited about is the fact that Devem is building a Zis gun to counter it without even having to know that to see it coming. He knows it's coming.
Yeah. But you only hear the unit told to you in radio intercept once it's been built. You don't hear it being in production, so it's a bit of a reactive matrix at the moment for Devon. But yeah, well guessed there, I guess. 5-minute AT guns, not your normal build.
No, that's just impressive. To be fair, 2-2-2 is the counter. But I don't know. I just think getting it without knowing it's coming, without seeing it's coming, just knowing it's coming is impressive to me always.
Or that early, yeah. Alright, now we can get a proper clown car going with the flamers inside, if he wants.
If he wants. Let's give Loveless some credit, though, of course. He famously beat DevM 4-0, psychologically destroying him for possibly the next 2 years, up until GCS 2 qualifying at least, which was a year later, so only a year, I suppose. But he didn't play in many tournaments after GCS 1. It took him a while to pick up his socks, so they've been there before. They've been there before, let's say.
Big investment though into manpower to get an AT gun this early from DevM. I don't know. He's only got 2 conscript models again. Could have got an extra one out. The earlier you get them, the quicker they vet map.
Combat engineers planting a mine. MG42 sets up not quite in time, but the Panzer Grenadiers rushing down the lines to get into action.
Enemy forces are attempting to capture our territory.
Dino's trying to show they're still relevant 2020 as they've already got the AT tech. He's finally getting that sexual healing now at home with the field infirmary upgrade.
Bit of Marvin Gaye for you as yes, Loveness is pushing this cutoff yet again. Faust in. No follow-up though. Just for those that are wondering north, there is a very similar hedgerow that you can push against the northern cutoff. It's just we're not seeing it. It's just been 2 games of the same tale. Ostrupen low to the combat engineers. M3 watching on. Panzer Grenadiers are throwing a bundle, but the conscripts soft retreat around it. Keep up the Mosin Nagant pressure.
The clown car still sniping away. Vet 1 now from afar, helping out against these P-Grens, but the conscripts could go down, man.
It could.
P-Grens get accurate here. No.
So close yet so far.
Safe.
Baseball sliding into base.
Yeah, 2-2 hasn't been able to be the monster that it was earlier against Asia, where we saw reach 40 kills, was it, before it went down from Devon?
It is a
and
beautiful
Loveness
vehicle.
hasn't been able to get it going that well. Got halfway to Vet 1, with just 1 kill at the moment.
Ed, I am not a Variable, but I am a huge fan of German armoured cars of the 1940s. I just think they look so cool. They're so futuristic.
And walk up in one of them.
Oh, mate, if I could drive one to school, why couldn't my dad have picked me up from the school run? You know what I mean? That is cool.
How do you even get in these armoured cars? Like,
yeah, the Bovington Tank
jumping
Museum, we
through
had
the back and crawl in, I don't know.
The curator, my dad, for one of my birthdays about 10 years ago, he paid for the curator to, like, a curator tour of Bovington. It was like 8 people that had paid for it as well. We had like a mega experience day. I was the only person excited to see the German armoured cars. Like, oh, look, a Puma! And everyone's like, it's on, got wheels, mate.
The vehicle went wrong, it looks like.
You've got the conscripts and the combat engineers pushing out for Devem, trying to keep up the pressure. The big tail of the tape right now is Devem had an early game massive insurgence upon Loveness, but Loveness is showing resurgence right now, and he's maintained the position. He's also been able to bleed Devem's victory points, and Stefan, the big German, playing as the Germans, is playing damn well right now.
Yeah, everyone's loving this Ostrooper meta at the moment in this patch, and Loveness is no exception. It's either this or the 5-man Gwens we've seen. I don't think we've seen any other doctrine other than the community Ostrooper variant, but yeah. It's interesting to see though how Penal's fare against it.
Grenade tossed in the east.
Already.
Yeah, they're doing really well. Meanwhile, the Panzer Grenadiers aren't doing nearly as well. We do see yet another cut-off, though, from the Ostroopen. It just seems like Loveness and Devem are playing North Mill Road better. That could be a factor, I don't know.
Well, I do think there's a bit of a build order issue for Devem. He got a 5-minute Zisgun as we mentioned, but he doesn't have many other infantry squads. He's only got 3 squads, and he's fighting up against 4 of the Oster. Normally, as allies, you want to be outnumbering the Axis squads.
Got Ostroopen falling back. The 222s on the attack in the centre. Then we see the Tankover Battalion Command coming down for Devem. What do we see in Loveness attacking?
See a good old Battle Phase 2 coming along, so we could see some P4s or Osmans very soon.
Nice shot there, by the way, there from the Zisgun. And Devem's, I tell you what, his power creep as Soviets has not been nearly as good as it was before.
Pack 40 missing the crucial shot and then couldn't get the attack ground as the clown car just gets away. That was very fortunate. Pack gun just straight up missed there.
Overdrive certainly helped out as well, just to make the range the pack gun was firing at longer, meaning of course the accuracy was less. So good overdrive from Devem also.
Yep, worth 10 munitions. Might lose a toss and small
oh dear,
but,
oh dear.
Finally skips away, gets that reverse gear in check.
Conscripts pushing up north to reclaim victory points because Devem's looking a little bit low in that regard right now. Meanwhile, we've got Panzer Grenadiers. These guys have 12 kills and they're pushing the Maxim away.
Yeah, and if you're not going to get more cons, Devem seriously needs another Pioneer squad. Combat engineers to get some sweepers. Zizbarge though, from downtown. Goes for a long one.
Cheeky bundle nade on the conscripts. Let's check out the stats momentarily. I don't think these units are in jeopardy right now. We can see that the KD's roughly equal, to be honest. Devem does have a slight advantage thanks to that early game penal battalion build. Meanwhile, on the graphs, the army value, Loveness has eked ahead as thought. On points held, you can see that he has a dominant lead. And as predicted, we didn't miss much.
Units retreating in slow motion looks hilarious on this.
Is it good? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, no. Chariots of Fire, slow-mo running away. But good GG green cover being laid down here on the mid VP from Loveness. It's doing the basics right, you know. You can bring all the flashy plays, but you gotta get the solid basics and fundamentals down, and that's just good work. You got an idle second, you get that green cover built down.
One of the best things about Loveness is he doesn't tend to waste many seconds. If he's got an idle squad, it's probably planting a tripwire flare or doing something like that, and it all adds up. His APM isn't actually that high. I actually looked in replay files once. Oh, nice by the Zisgun, by the way. But Talamine takes out the M3.
Car finally eats one, and that's what I was saying earlier. The lack of second combat engineer, no sweeper. Very, very painful loss there.
MG42 found out by the SVT rifle toting penal battalions, and we've got an Uror coming in. Will they get it? They're hauling ass to get there, but the 222 has 2 minutes. Too much speed for it. However, it drives into a flag. I told the players I wanted to make the flags impassable in tourney mode. They voted against it. And now they're getting their punishment. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Close engagement as well with Pioneers. Might go down to penals. They did dodge the satchel, but I think they're going to make it despite the conscripts body blocking them on the cheap path.
Oh, T-70 could take out an Ostroopen here. Devem is well and truly resurgent. However, we do have a Pack 40 waiting. Shot in, and Panzer IV is ready.
What a combo.
He's behind the house, however. He could actually survive here. No Faust from the pinned Ostrup, and meanwhile, Pack 40's out of position. Ziskun's been circumvented. We do have Panzer Grenadiers waiting. Ostrup are going to go down. Ziskun's just waiting for the Panzer IV to reposition, which is not going to happen. Long range shot takes out the T-70. Big plays from the Panzer IV.
Loses the Ostrup squad, does Loveness, but it doesn't really seem to matter because that P4 has just done work, and now he can finish off that Zisgun. Yeah. Just about a win overall for Loveness there, but using the medium, bullying that T-70.
I'm sure the Panzer IV will retreat away. Doesn't want to get... What? 18 aided here? What's he playing at? He got cocky. That's so unlike a Loveness. He rarely overextends on his risk profile. He usually plays risk averse or somewhere neutral, but that was a little bit aggressive, too much so.
I just think he's got a bit of a mental timer in the back of his head, though, saying, you know, Devem just lost his T-70. Doesn't have the fuel in the bank for much else. Keeping a mental note of the resource game, but this is definitely ballsy from Loveness as well.
Look at the kills! Look at the kills! 11 infantry, 2 vehicles destroyed. Certainly paid for itself, but it would have been better to have kept it alive, and that goes without saying. We have to check out these engagements over here. I just heard the word nade. Or Panzer Grenadiers are flanking there. Panzer IV is about to go down. There it goes. Let's check out the centre, as we surely see a bundle go in. There it is. And it's down. Loses a Panzer IV, but gets a Maxim. And takes the cut-offs.
The squads now of Loveness barely got an army. One P-gun, one of everything almost left, but Devem didn't fall into the bait of pulling everything into that P4. He stayed on the field and tried to take out some squads in the meanwhile.
These Pioneers are very important, Ed. They've got to get one of these 2 MG guns because the T-70 is going to be out very shortly indeed. Yes, we've got a bundle made on the penal battalions, but Devem is equal to it. Nearly takes out the Ostrup on retreat. This Pioneer squad is vital. Needs to get the Maxim. Get the... Oh my god, the MG42's been taken by Devem. Oh dear, oh dear.
I'd much rather have the 42 with a 6-man squad, to be honest. So yeah, good comeback there from Devem. I don't know what really got into Loveness's head there, but... bit of nerves, maybe.
Army value, you can see that Love Nest is going through a recession, and Devem's booming right now.
Yeah, and Loveness crucially doesn't want to pick up the Maxim. Devem will happily take that right under his nose.
Oh god. There you go. Love Nest has got to throw in the towel now. Vet 3 Panzer Grenadiers die to the T-70. Devem's driving around with pomp. And Loveness has been forced to throw in the towel. Devem marches on, and Loveness has to go down to the lower bracket. That was Blitzkrieg.
One game we thought, okay, maybe Loveness just wasn't quite into it, and then game 2 he was definitely in the lead there, and yeah, new HBO series Game of Thrones from Loveness, unfortunately for him, but insane Devem, what a hold! Like we saw with Barton yesterday, as Soviets, they're a tough nut to crack sometimes, and overextension from Loveness. History rewritten again with the same result, sadly. Overextended his supply lines and just couldn't seem to finish off Devem with the crucial blows of the Oswin and P4. And yeah, Devem marches on. He's avenged the ghosts of GCS1. That.
Yes, he has, well and truly, on probably the biggest stages. I think he did sneak in a tournament win. It might have been on one of Moma for Show's California Classic events last year.
Yeah.
Early last year, but they were very small events. They were 8-mans, and I think they were for $50. This, of course, has become a monster. Thanks to all the patrons for helping grow this. It's probably about 50% bigger than I envisaged it being, and I was envisaging it being pretty big already. So we now have a monstrous first tournament. So congrats all involved: the referees, the players, the fellow casters, and mostly Ed ATX. We've also breached 700 viewers consistently, so very exciting to see. And we've got plenty of excellent... oh my god, look at Stimtai Gaddafi's casting overlay. I've got to bring that up on screen. Look at that, Ed.
I'll watch you. Yeah, he asked me.
That's so funny. I wish I had that one. I wanted that one for your slide. That's well funny.
Do you know who made that?
Joseph
Give you
Stalin.
one guess. Well, close enough.
Deborah Harry.
Steve.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, that makes sense.
If you want a picture adopted and amalgamated into the worst profile picture,
Do you know Stefan Beck once made?
for you.
Stefan Beck once made of me. Like, do you know I've got a slightly receded hairline and a large head anyway. So he made one of like a aircraft landing. He did like landing lights
Terminal
down my
5
forehead.
finally
Yeah,
found
yeah.
its place.
It was so funny. I don't mind. My one caveat is if they can take it, troll them. But if they can't, don't bully them. That's my one thing. But I don't mind it. I think it's funny. Anyway, Airstrip 4, you're getting some lols at that in chat. So I don't want to restream this anymore. We will now go over to the CoH Master League. Let's have a look at this. This is the actual Master League, by the way. It's a league that is the master copy because it takes in all of the tournaments. That's where it comes from.
Where's good old Jove recently, Matt?
Oh, he's the Russian government have sent him on a church survey of English towns to judge the steeple sizes and such.
Fair enough.
So that's
Crucial work for the Lord Dinner. Okay.
It's got to happen. It's got to happen.
Yeah, fair enough.
Just jokes. Bit of geopolitical humor
unless
there,
he
guys.
wanted, yeah. I mean, that's robbing the people of their 3-hour slugfest games in a best of 3, where he purposely loses an hour game just to tire out the opponent and then beats them with 2 1-hour victories of his own.
A lot of Brits, defensive Brits as well, was always fun to see. But let's have a look at the brackets, lads. And ladies, possibly. There's that 99.5% male, 0.5% female viewership on my YouTube demographics. So, you know, hello everybody. All inclusive here in the CoH community, and increasingly so with our international flavourings. However, today it's been all EU / the European continent in general, because Lovenest and Devem, and now Devem is through to the upper final already. Lovenest, number 1 seed, has gone down to fight next weekend. He is going to fight the winner of CoH's versus in 23 got Querit's Happy Cat, which is still ongoing. So Lovenest can come back from this. He's already been down to the lower bracket in GCS2. He knows what it's like. However, fortunately in this event, the grand finals is on its own day, so it will be well and truly a fair contest in terms of endurance and such. But Ed, this tournament is looking lovely, isn't it? It really is.
It's shaping up nicely. I mean, I kind of want to see this Open Master Resurgence that he's been bringing on in this tournament. I don't know what he's been drinking or eating, but he seems to have hit the zenith of his CoH2 playing abilities at the moment.
Well, this will be a deciding ace game, this one, because it's on Faymanville. Obviously, it's a custom map for Gate G1 and 2, and then the deciding map is like Mega Map, you know. So, Asher's beating him at the moment. Elpern's had a hell of a run, though, you've got to say. MVP of the tournament in terms of overextending your supposed rank.
God, I love that map, though. It just looks like the showcase kind of way of what company. If I was to show a friend who's completely new to the game, I'd show him that map.
Same.
It looks so believable as a real World War II kind of map.
For me, you've got 2 god tier maps. You've got Faymanville and Crossroads. I prefer Faymanville slightly, and then you've got, hopefully now you've got some really good maps coming up. And of the ones so far I've seen, I've got to hand it to which one's my fave? My absolute god. Oh yeah, Bayo 2. Bayo version 2. I don't know where it came from.
The tilted version's brilliant. Yeah,
it's mega. It's just
that.
like it feels
I didn't like
a
the
map.
top versus
No, that was rubbish.
I always vetoed that.
Do you know why he's changed that? I'm not trying to be an egotist. I am though. So I'll just be myself, shall I? I did a video where I've always thought this, and I said, listen, lads, why is it Jove like rotates his camera every game? Are you actually thinking about this? The view pane in CoH isn't vertical down, it's shifted, it's at an angle like Total War. Every Total War battle, they move the camera to face their opponent, because you want to see where your opponent's emerging from, don't you? From the trees, from the fucking valley. And in Co2 and Co1 for some reason we always play from a gimped view pane if we're north. We face north and we back our ass into the enemy. It's why
allies,
are we?
It's allies bias for the demo traps on all the buildings.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just crap, mate. I don't know why as a community for so long we did that, and I just like kind of tentatively put my hand up and made a YouTube video saying, guys, this is a bit shit, isn't it? Why are we playing facing the wrong way?
Well,
and then like Helping
people
Hands is like.
though.
Helping Hands changed immediately, and I think his play improved, and you've noticed. But map makers, if the map makers